Mrs. Lawson realized she needed a drink before she started her video. Oh, hey, fourth graders. I am so excited you're here. We are starting a new play today, which is not like something we've ever really read together before. So let me share my screen and we can kind of see what's going on. If you couldn't tell, my name is Mrs. Lawson, and we are going to read RoBo Cleaner today. So it is all about Juan invents a robot to help clean the school cafeteria, then finds he needs to work out some of the bugs, so some of the problems with it. We have a cast of characters, and it looks like a script, right? So it says the whole place is a mess, and it kind of tells us what's going on. And that's kind of why I started the video in a silly way today, telling you what I was thinking. Because in a play, sometimes we get to know what the characters are thinking. So our learning intention for today is we are learning to use details from the text to determine a theme in a play. We know we are successful when we can find the theme of the play, use text details to support the theme, and describe elements of a play. So, like we were talking about before, a play is written as a script, which is different from other literary text that we have read, including prose and poetry. What are some of the differences you notice? Is there anything I haven't already talked about? You can see there's a narrator. We have some characters talking. We have a list of characters. Up here, it kind of gives us the plot. It tells us what's going to happen. But yeah, the narrators are something that's new. So today, we are going to be talking about Greek and Latin roots. So hold on one second. The robot is not ready for use. It is in development. Can you find the base and suffix in this word? Development. Hopefully you noticed the suffix ment comes from Latin, and it means act or process of. So this whole word is the act or process of developing something. Another example is modernize. What in the world does this word mean, fourth graders? Can you find the base and the suffix? Well, we know the suffix is "-ize", and it comes from Greek, and it means to make or become. So it's making something more modern. What does that mean? It means to make it more modern or relate to the present time. So we are going to be reading Standing Up for the Skate Park today, and you're really going to focus on those Greek and Latin suffixes. Ooh, what is going on here with this vocabulary word? Butterfingers. Have you ever seen anyone with butter on their fingers? Probably not, but what would happen if you had butter on your fingers? Probably wouldn't be able to hold anything, right? So if you call somebody a butterfingers, it means they're always spilling things or they're always dropping things. All right, guys, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and start this play. Scene 1, at the school cafeteria at lunchtime. Narrator 1, the whole place is a mess. There are wrappers, straws, and garbage of all kinds strewn about. Carla, Juan, Chris, just look. This place is a mess. It sure is, Carla. Looks like a tornado hit here. I feel sorry for Mr. Sands. He works so hard to keep our school clean, and he takes so much pride in doing a good job. He always has a mess to clean. Here comes Mr. Sands. Mr. Sands enters, using a broom to sweep up the mess in the cafeteria. He's trying to sweep up, but many kids aren't cooperating. Mr. Sands approaches the table. Excuse me, kids. Can you pick up your feet? I need to sweep. Sure, Mr. Sands. Sorry, it's such a mess. We'll try to be neater. He knows it's a lot of work for you. We know it's a lot of work for you. Thanks, kids. That would be great. It's just that we need everyone to do that. We'll talk to our friends and try to get them to help too. I would appreciate that. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going to the sweeping and mopping. Mr. Sands continues sweeping the floor. Cafeteria is too big for only a few teachers and Mr. Sands to clean up. It's not like he's our personal cleaning service. Too bad we couldn't get one of those automatic vacuums that runs by itself. I saw one of those advertised on TV. I don't understand how it works. Is it like a robot or something? Carla, you just gave me a great idea. You and Chris come to my house after school today. Sure, Juan. What for? You'll see after school. The kids get up to leave. Hey, Juan, did you forget something? Yeah? Like your tray? Oops, sorry about that. I'll dump it right now. Juan picks up his tray and all the kids leave the cafeteria. Scene 2. After school at Juan's house. Carla and Chris show up at Juan's house after school that day, just as they promised. So what is this brilliant idea, Juan? Yeah, I was wondering about it all afternoon. Did you see the movie about robots last week? Was it on TV? Yes, it was on cable. I didn't see it. My mom doesn't let me watch much TV on weeknights. Oh, it was awesome. This robot could walk and move just like a person. It could talk and take directions, and then they got to worrying whether it was developing intelligence. Cool. Well, the scientist thought he'd better write some rules, so he started with no robots may harm a human being. But the trouble was, he didn't think to program that in before he turned on the robot. I think robots are kind of scary. Not really, Chris. Robots are really just machines. It's how you use them that's good or bad. But anyway, that movie gave me an idea. What if we had a robot that could help clean the cafeteria? I think you watch too much cable. What are you up to, Juan? Just come with me. I'll give you a demonstration downstairs in the basement. Kids walk downstairs to the basement. The basement is a little dark, and it is a workshop filled with old electronics, tools, and wood pieces. Looks creepy down here. What is this place? My father's workshop, Carla. He has some cool stuff down here. A vacuum cleaner like robot stands in the room. Wow, that looks like an old super vac. At home, my mom and dad just got a new one. It is a super vac. I just added a few other things. Like, are these heating tubes? Are they supposed to be arms and legs? You got it. So, if we pause right here, I don't know what a heating tube is, fourth graders. What can I do to help me figure it out? Yeah, down here, Carla kind of describes to us what it looks like. It says they look like arms and legs. So it must just be tubes sticking out up at the top that look like arms and down at the bottom that look like legs. Let's keep reading. Cool. Are you going to show us how it works? Yep, just a minute. I have to make a mess for it to clean up. Here, I can dump out this trash can. Chris picks up a small trash can and dumps its contents on the floor. Great. Just let me turn this on. Juan flips the switch on robot. Scissor. Watch it suck up all this junk. Robo cleans up the papers on the floor. Scissor. It sure can clean. It even picks up milk. That's great because I seem to have butter fingers. I'm always spilling things. Look, I made a sign for it. Read it. Juan holds up a cardboard sign. Reads, I am Robo Cleaner. Feed me, I eat with my feet. That's great. I like it. Me too. But how will it work in the cafeteria? Easy. I just turn it on and it goes from table to table eating the trash. But how does it stop and go? Oh, well, I didn't think about that. Just then, the doorbell rings upstairs. Joe and May have also come to see what Juan is up to. Juan, Chris, and Carla go upstairs to answer the door. Scene 3, in Juan's living room. Juan opens the front door and invites May and Joe inside. Hi, Juan. We heard you had a big idea for the messy cafeteria. Yeah, May, but we're just a little stuck at the moment. Maybe we can help. What are you working on? Juan came up with this cool idea to make a robot he calls RoBo Cleaner that will eat the trash in the cafeteria. Wow, a robot cleaner? Well, let's see it. Okay, it's in the basement. Follow me downstairs. All the kids walk downstairs to the basement. Scene 4. Is this it? Yes, that's it. Cool. How does it work? May walks around the robot inspecting it. Let me show you. I just have to make another mess and plug RoBo in. Leave a little room in front of RoBo Cleaner, okay? I'll dump this garbage on the floor while you plug it in. He dumps some more papers on the floor. Okay, thanks. Here we go. Flip switch on the robot. Slurp, 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 shh, shh, shh. Rev, rev, rev. Joe, May, Chris, and Carla. Hey, it works. Look at me. Look at that. I told you it would work. Cool. That's terrific, Juan. Thanks. So what's the problem? We don't know how to get it to stop and go. I know. My brother has a remote control car he doesn't play with anymore. Maybe you can make a remote control for your robo cleaner. You mean like a vacuum with TV controls? Yes. That's a great idea. You sure you can get the old remote? I'm pretty sure. Thanks. I'll get Dad to help me hook it up. It'll be a piece of cake. Wow, problem solving at its best. I'm sure glad we all got together today. Thanks to you, Carla. My mom always says, 2 heads are better than 1. Well, look how many heads we've got here. Kids nod and congratulate each other as they leave the basement. Scene 5. The next afternoon in Juan's basement. I hooked up the robot to the remote control buttons. It really works. I can make it go and stop. When can you bring it to school? I can't wait to see it work in the cafeteria. Me too. I'm going to bring it tomorrow. Let's tell Mr. Jones about it. Scene 6, at the kids' school the next day. Narrator 3. The kids head for the office of Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones, the principal. The kids stand at the door to Mrs. Jones' office. Mrs. Jones smiles at them and invites them in. So, what can I do for you today? What's on your mind? Mrs. Jones, we invented this vacuum we call RoBo Cleaner. It's to help Mr. Sands clean up the cafeteria. RoBo Cleaner? How does it work? Well, we hook it to a remote control. Actually, Juan's dad helped him hook it up. They control it with a remote control. This way it moves from table to table to pick up all the trash in the cafeteria. Sounds interesting. I'm sure Mr. Sands will be excited to see this. May we bring it to school tomorrow? Yes. Why don't you give us all a demonstration tomorrow during lunch? We will. Thanks, Mrs. Jones. It's Mrs. Jones, sorry. The kids leave the office. Scene 7, at school the next day. The next morning, Juan's father drives RoBo Cleaner to school. Mrs. Jones keeps it in her office until lunchtime. At lunchtime, Juan and Mrs. Jones roll RoBo Cleaner into the cafeteria. Juan and Mrs. Jones roll the robot down the hall to the cafeteria where they meet the other kids and Mr. Sands. The cafeteria, as usual, is very messy. Ta-da! What is that? Oh, it's Ken. It's another boy. What is that? It looks scary. It looks like an alien. What does it do? This is RoBo Cleaner. It's going to help you clean up the cafeteria, Mr. Sands. It is? Well, this I have to see. Okay, but how? Juan has it hooked up to a remote control so he can direct it. It won't explode, will it? No, it's just to pick up the trash. Stop asking questions and let them show us. All the kids back away from RoBo Cleaner. They want to give it plenty of room to work. Here's the plug. I'll just plug it into that wall socket over there. And I've got this long extension cord. Juan goes across the room to plug in the robot. He returns to the robot. At least this time you don't have to scatter any trash for RoBo to clean up. No, there's plenty of stuff on the cafeteria floor right now. Now I'll start RoBo Cleaner using the remote. Here goes. And then RoBo Cleaner goes to work. The robot starts moving around the room, picking up trash. Sizz, 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 it's working! This is great, Juan. You're a genius. Go, RoBo. Go, RoBo. Go. In no time, all the straw wrappers and food spills are gone from the floor. Wow, what do you think, Mr. Sands? Well, kids, I must admit, this contraption seems to be working just fine, but I hope it doesn't put me out of business. Juan uses the remote control to send the robot from table to table, cleaning up. Just as at the first table, the robot cleans all the trash off the floor. Then it comes to the table where the twins are sitting, still eating their lunches. The robot takes the twins' lunches off the table. My lunch! It's gone! Mine too! Give it back! RoBo Cleaner took their lunches right out of their hands. The robot keeps reaching for the food in Ashley and Adrian's hand. Make it stop! Make it stop! I'm pushing every button I can. We'll try some more. Here, let me try the controls. Grabs the controls from Juan. Oops, what went wrong? He keeps pushing buttons on the control. The robot starts throwing out all trash as it has picked up. Trash is flying everywhere. Swish, swish, swish. Spew, spew, spew. Frantic, RoBo Cleaner is spitting out everything it sucked up. It's spitting all over the walls and windows. The robot spews some green liquid on Joe. And all over me. Whoa, what's this green goop? Pistachio pudding? Well, that's better than creamed chicken. Ugh. Blit, 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 roll, blit, roll. Everyone starts moving around trying to figure out how to stop the robot. It's still out of control. Look, the robot tries to grab Ashley's hair. Ah, it is trying to grab my hair. Don't touch my sister's hair. It won't stop. Points to the wall socket where the robot is plugged in. Carla, pull the plug. Runs over and unplugs the robot. I've got it. She holds the plug up in the air. There, it stopped. That's a relief. Kids, I know you meant well, but you ended up making my job even bigger. Look at this mess. I'm really sorry, Mr. Sands. I think Mr. Sands will forgive you if you help him clean up this mess. And you better do some more work on RoBo Cleaner. I don't think it is quite ready for the big leagues yet. We will, Mr. Sands. Where do we start? Kids start cleaning up the mess. So as you can tell, fourth graders, it's kind of hard to read a play all by yourself. There's a bunch of different characters. I was trying to do some different voices for you, but hope you could follow along with that. So we want to go back and describe the setting of scene 1 and scene 4. So I'm going to turn to the right page, and I want you to tell me, what is the setting of scene 1? So if you saw right here, right under the scene, it always tells us about the setting. So they're at the school cafeteria at lunchtime, but there is more that we can figure out. It says that he's sweeping up the mess in the cafeteria. So the big question is, how does the setting affect the story in scene 1? That messy cafeteria. Yeah, this is where Juan gets his idea to make RoBo Cleaner. Now, what do you think about scene 4? Let's go to scene 4. Where are they at in scene 4? My goodness. There it is. So they're in Juan's living room, but all the kids walk downstairs to the basement. They're in the basement in scene 4. So they walk around. They're inspecting the robot. They make it a mess. So this scene is important. Why for them? Down in the basement, what happens there? Yeah, this is where they develop their plan more and they put it into action and they really build RoBo Cleaner. All right, so theme. The theme is the big idea. A story can have more than one theme. So one of the themes in this story is innovation involves trial and error. So you've got to try it and it might fail, but you got to be able to fix it. So we're going to go back in the story and try and find times where RoBo Cleaner might not have worked out as we thought. So I want you to pause your video and read through this page. So hopefully you did that and you found that RoBo Cleaner eats the twins' lunches. That is the first time that he messes up. You guys remember that? Yes. Then he also, oh my gosh, we just need to go to this so we can dig into it a little bit. Sorry, guys. So right here, there's at school the next day, they're asking to use him. Okay, I found it. So they took her lunch. It's gone. Then the next thing he does, we're going to keep reading. He took their lunches right out of their hands. Make it stop. Make it stop. We'll try some more. Here, let me try the controls. Oops. What went wrong? He keeps pushing buttons. The robot starts throwing out all the trash it had picked up. Trash is flying everywhere. So it spits out what it sucked up. It's throwing trash everywhere. That's the next thing that went wrong. What happened after that? Yeah, the very next line, it tells you the robot spews some green liquid on Joe. It just, bleh, gross. And then the very last thing, what do you guys see? Yep, it tries to grab Ashley's hair. Did you guys find that over here? The robot tries to grab Ashley's hair. It's trying to grab my hair. Don't touch my sister's hair. It won't stop. So finally, what do they have to do? They have to unplug him and keep working and keep trying to fix him. So there is that theme, that innovation. So new big ideas that change how we live. They take some time. You have to work at them, and they might go wrong sometimes, but you just got to keep working at it. So how is the structure of RoBo Cleaner different from the structure of The Boy Who Invented TV? What elements are included in RoBo Cleaner that are not found in The Boy Who Invented TV? So I'll let you write this one down and work with your teacher on this question, and we're going to go ahead and figure out the reading response for today. So the question you're working on is, what does Juan expect RoBo Cleaner to accomplish? And what does RoBo Cleaner actually do? So I included some pages from the play for you to go back and look, and I can't wait to see what you do, fourth graders. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.